Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Taurus. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Nine of Cups, beautiful card. That's my favorite card. I don't know if you know that. The Nine of Cups is all about pursuing what makes you happy. And I think that is really going to be significant for you right now at this time in your life, okay? If there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know, okay? I don't think you need it, but I always offer. Finishing up Path of the Serpent here. Yeah, this is really some breakthrough energy. We're going to do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck for this one. And this is the card that we just set aside. We'll put the frog on top. We're not going to look at that until the very end, okay? And we're going to see how that might tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the very end. So, Major Arcana, Major. We got some court cards here. We got 4 court cards. That's quite a bit. Interesting with the court cards, we have fire, water, air, and earth. We have a balance of court cards. That doesn't happen often. We have water, and we've got some fire. So this is pretty interesting balance of stuff. I really like that we have the 4 elemental court cards. This might not represent what I thought first was maybe this is like a lot of people in your life, like a big group of you. I kind of don't think it is now. It feels to me like it's more that you're really starting to find this internal alignment. You know, your thoughts, your feelings, your activities, your physical body, your health, your creativity, everything seems like it's coming together right now in such a harmony that you're just like, I mean, you're walking on water, you know? I think literally with this water energy. We're going to start with the Nine of Cups. Beautiful card. The pursuit of happiness. You're not taking any shorts. You're not taking any losses. You're out there working toward your happiness. You're doing what makes you happy and what's going to make you happy and what's going to give you the success that you want. Okay? This card's not about, oh, hey, you're happy. Boom, game over. Right, cool, we can go home and relax now. This card is about the activity of being happy. Right? There's a difference here, subtle difference. One is just kind of a resting state. Oh, I'm happy. Cool. Okay, now what? The 9, though, is an active. It's an odd-numbered card, right? So it's an active energy. And it is the activity of doing what leads to your happiness and more happiness and more happiness. So I say it's the pursuit of happiness, right? This isn't saying, look, you have it, enjoy it, I'm going to go do something else. No, it's saying, look, you have it, you have to work to keep it, and you have to continue building on it. It's an active process. It's supposed to keep you engaged, right? And I think you are tremendously engaged in whatever you're doing right now. If it's an artistic thing, if it's career or work or a business, if it is something in your personal life, a charity, an organization, if it's some spiritual magical work, if it's an order or lodge, a temple, a church that you're involved with, whatever it is, right? If you want to leave some comments and let us know kind of what you're working on and what your bliss is and what your happiness is, feel free to do so. I love reading all of the comments. But this card is meant to keep you engaged, right? And it is meant to like compound your happiness, right? It's not just, again, it's not something that you go out, you find it, or you buy it, or you build it, and that's it. And you just take it home and enjoy it, because pretty soon you're not going to like it anymore. Pretty soon it's going to lose its luster, it's going to get boring, and you're going to be wondering what's next. But this card is being involved in something that is going to continue to stimulate you, to inspire you, to lead you to new and bigger and better things, different things, maybe completely something off your radar, you know? And that's the beauty of it, right? You're open to new and novel things. We see that with these two princesses right here. These aren't other people. I think these are the balance of your energies, your inspiration, your curiosity. We're going to get to those in a minute, but first, let's take a little trip back in time. 8 of Cups. So what does the 8 of Cups represent? I wish this was an interactive. Maybe I should just do live readings. The 8 of Cups is that state. It's a resting state. It's something that we're in, something that we have, something that's kind of, it's here. It's not an activity. And this is kind of that state of being uninspired, right? Not having any kind of real stimulation to do anything. Not feeling in it, right? Not having our heart in anything. This is not the pursuit of happiness. This is a state of unhappiness, a state of not finding any joy in the things that we're doing. And I think this was maybe the last few months. Maybe this was the last few years. Looking around at these cards here, I feel like maybe you did go through a rather extended hermit period. Could have been a period of depression, of just kind of isolation. Maybe this is the whole, with the pandemic and everything, everyone kind of was in this state a bit, right? Now, I guess it's kind of been over for a while. Things have gotten back to normal a little bit, but I think that for a lot of us, we're still kind of in this hermit 8 of Cups energy a little bit. But it's not all bad, okay? So if this 8 of Cups was something that we've been in, right? Maybe we're getting out of that. I don't want to lose the flow of this reading, because this 9 of Cups is so nice. It's so wonderful. Being in this hermit energy is not all bad either, okay? The hermit, for you, I think, is a very productive period, right? It may be a little sequestered, maybe during that, the social distancing and the kind of the isolation that we all went through. Maybe you really did a lot of self-discovery during that period. You learned a lot about yourself. Maybe you really discovered your inner light here. And maybe that was an intensely spiritually productive time for you, as I think it was for a lot of people. We try to make the best out of the situation, and if we're kind of forced into that situation, we might as well try to be as productive as possible and do some of that inner work, right? So I think at the very least, you started to learn a lot about yourself during that time, okay? And I think it's in a large part because of this hermit energy that we're able to get out of this 8 of Cups and activate this 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups, man, that's, like I said, that's my favorite card. But we still have to appreciate the hermit energy. And I think this is still something, it's beneath the surface. So I feel like it's something that is always going to be with you. I think you made connections during that time with a deeper aspect of yourself. Maybe you're a higher power, a guardian angel, spirit guides, ancestors, your higher mind, your conscience, whatever you want to call it, true self, inner child maybe, your inner, wise person, your inner sage, could be. But I think that's always going to be with you. It's always going to be a significant part of who you are. And I think that this is the wisdom, this is the inner sage that is kind of guiding the rest of this energy. It's guiding your pursuit of happiness, guiding the activities that you do, really is guiding these court cards, especially the Princess of Wands and Swords, or the Pages, they would be called too. And that's great. We also have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands, right? Fire and water. So it is an intense kind of a confidence almost that was built up in you. Again, during this hermit period, coming out of, it's kind of the lotus that's born out of the swamp that is this Eight of Cups. Now, this may not be about the pandemic. It could be more recent than that. It could be the last few weeks or something, but it was through this experience that you really kind of blossomed into your own strength, your own confidence. The Nine of Wands here is someone who knows themselves. You have the connection, see the sun and the moon, right? The two opposites. You have the connection to this inner sage, to this hermit energy, to this light that they bring, this creative force that they kind of contain the secret seed of. You've made a connection with that. And that connection is really manifesting as this confidence. It's like during that period of isolation, this period of depression, or whatever the Eight of Cups is, okay? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Whatever that period was, taught you a lot about yourself, self-reliance, right? How to be self-directed, how to take command of your own life, using your higher power, using spirit as your guide, you know. So there's a real strength of character about you now, a real resolve, a real willpower. And these two here, this is an unshakable foundation. You're committed, unbreakably committed to pursuing your fulfillment and your happiness. And I feel like your happiness and your fulfillment extends out to the people around you as well. It's not just a selfish kind of contained happiness. It's not just you're now just concerned about you and, you know, screw everybody else. No, I think that you have a lot of connection and compassion with others. And I think it shows in some of these other cards, which we'll get to in just a minute. The Princess or Page of Wands here at the top of the path of the Dove. This is your experimentation with new forms of creativity, new ways of expressing yourself. Part of this Nine of Cups, this pursuit of happiness, is you exploring your creativity, trying new things, right? Getting out into the world with this confidence, with your willpower and your resolve. Excuse me. And you are going into the world with this confidence, this bravery, this courage to experiment with your fire, with your creativity. Okay? That's one aspect. And we also have the Princess of Swords, or the Page of Swords. This is your kind of insatiable curiosity for the new and the novel experiences. You want to learn new things. You want to experience new things. You want to meet new people and try everything. You want to expand your awareness, right? So this card and this card are two very active, outward-reaching cards, energies, right? They want to be immersed out in the world doing things, okay? And these two fuel each other, your creativity, your confidence, your fire, your passion, your curiosity, your expanding awareness and consciousness, and your desire to experience all that life has to offer. These two cards together, well, they could really get into some trouble, right? In a good way, in a very, very good way. It brings us over to the path of the serpent here. At this tower energy, general energy is tower energy. A very Mars card, very destructive card, very powerful, explosive card. But this is also very positive energy in your case. This is you breaking through every limitation, right? And I think in large part because of everything we see here, first of all, it represents you breaking out of this Eight of Cups hermit energy. With what we see right here, you've broken out of this. This tower should be like that. In this state, remember the eights represent a structure, a state. You've broken out. You've had this breakthrough into all this beautiful energy right here. Okay, so this is what the tower represents. You getting out of this and getting to this. This was absolutely necessary to get here. Okay, so you're not losing the connection, like I said, with that inner sage. But now we're taking that inner sage with us into all of this beautiful energy. So that's one aspect of the tower. That's the first iteration of this tower energy in your life. And now that we're up here in this beautiful, again, just wonderful alignment of energies, you're making breakthroughs right and left, you know? You are pushing the envelope, you're challenging yourself, you're breaking your limits, breaking your own records, exceeding your own expectations, having insights and these psychological, emotional, physical breakthroughs. You're making progress in every realm physically with your nutrition, your diet, your exercise. Intellectual breakthroughs and these aha moments. Figuring out puzzles that you've never really been able to figure out. You've been making these emotional kind of breakthroughs and insights. And with your creativity too. You know, all of it. All of it. It's such a, despite it being such a violent card, it's so peaceful right now. Do you feel that? I feel a tremendous calm and peace just came over everything here. Just kind of washed over us, and that's just such a nice vibe. Taurus, you're really doing things right now. You're really working your magic. Here's the next one, the Prince of Discs. And again, this is you out there working steadily, tirelessly. The princesses here were all about the kind of impulsive curiosity, creativity. This is the workhorse. This card actually embodies the Taurus energy. Right. This is the archetypal Taurus energy. Hard worker, a little bit stubborn, not easily swayed, sticks to business, gets things done. This is the very practical side of things, I guess, right? As much as you want the new and the novel and the creativity and the exploration and the curiosity and the adventure and the pursuit of happiness and all of this, you also have the ability to follow through, to get things done. This is beautiful energy too. You're really, really beautiful today. Thought I would tell you. The next card is the Chariot. This is the card you don't want. Really? Paul, I don't want that? I don't want the Chariot? It's in the position of what you don't want, what you're concerned about. And for me, right now, this card is saying that you're kind of, this is the feeling of closing yourself off to people, of walling yourself off, of putting on your armor, not letting people get in, not letting people know you, not connecting with people. It's like in that show Foundation, where they have that force field, that body force field, right? Where they wear the thing, I don't know if it's bracelet, I think it was a bracelet. And then people couldn't touch them. As soon as you get kind of close, it's like they're wearing an invisible armor. And that's what you don't want. You don't want to be isolated. You don't want to be defensive. You don't want to be, keeping everybody away. You want to be without your armor. All of these cards here are without your armor. You've taken the armor off. We don't want to go the traditional route with the world either, right? This card has many layers of meaning here. And the next layer is this idea of just doing the kind of, I don't know, I guess traditional things the traditional path. This card is kind of almost the antithesis of this new and novel, experimental, really curious and outgoing and adventurous energy that we see right here. This card is saying, no, we're going to stick to the road. We're going to follow the road signs. We're not taking any detours. We're not going off trail, right? We've got somewhere to be at a certain time. We've got things to do. We have our orders. We're not straying from our plan here. This is what we don't want, right? We don't want this. It's interesting to me that this card rules the Cancer energy. And this next card is the Knight of Cups. This is also Cancer energy. But these are so different, right? The two different sides of the Cancer energy. And yeah, I know I'm reading for Taurus. You got to wait a couple days for the Cancer reading. Two different sides of this water energy, right? The first one is really to shield ourselves from others, right? Shielding your light, being very protective, not being vulnerable, safeguarding everything, not letting people get too close, not putting ourselves out there, not putting ourselves at risk or being open, not making any kind of connections. No one can even see our face, right? That's what we don't want. The next card is what we do want. This is the exact opposite. This is the charioteer that's taken off the armor, that is now revealing their face, their true self, and has their vulnerable, has their heart now out in a cup. They're trying to present it to everyone. It's the exact opposite energy of this card. But it's still Cancer. I think Cancer is in for a very interesting reading this time around too. But I think with this, with the Knight of Cups here, this is you now wanting to extend your heart to people, wanting to be vulnerable, wanting to connect. The same way we see with the princesses or pages of the wands and the swords, wanting to extend ourselves outward. Now it's like we want to extend ourselves outward to pull other people in. You know, this is water energy. It's more magnetic. It wants to bring things in. It wants to receive. This is you really wanting to give and receive love and vulnerability and intimacy and connection. And this is the end of it, right? It's the last card on the path of the serpent here. So I think that is a pretty important aspect of all of this for you. It's almost like saving the best for last. You know? I'm going to do the mystery card now, I think. Let's find out what could possibly make this any better. We've got the cake, we've got the icing, we just need maybe a little bit of ice cream on the side, right? I don't know what this could really be. Maybe something that's showing a nice harmony. Maybe it'll be that art or temperance card. Maybe it'll be the justice or judgment card. Maybe it will be a 6 of something. No, it's a 5. I was close, but close doesn't really count. A 5 of wands. Now this is, maybe this is one last thing that you're needing. Because all of these energies are part of the 9 of cups, remember? It's all part of how you are pursuing your happiness and your will and your life is unfolding before you. Maybe we need a little bit of friendly sport. Maybe we need a little competition, you know? Maybe this is that kind of, it's not as exciting, it's not as fun. If there's not a little bit of resistance, you don't want things to be too easy. I mean, you're Taurus after all, right? You like the hard work. So maybe this is either some friendly competition or making a bit of a sport of things or just having some sort of a little bit of resistance to make things more meaningful, right? I don't think this is anything major. I don't think this is a fight or a conflict or anything serious. I think this is either some playful sport, some playful, friendly competition, or it's just you looking for those things that are a little bit challenging, right? And maybe this applies to, well, probably mostly to the Princess of Wands, but to all of the cards too. You want to do something that's going to challenge you, that's going to lead to more breakthroughs, pushing the envelope. So we need this kind of friction, right? I think this is a pretty good confirmation card. What else I want to do, something new we're doing on the channel, is doing a little Jing oracle, okay? We're not doing it for every sign yet. I'm just kind of testing it out and seeing how I like it and how you all like it. My wife found these Jing cards at a used bookstore recently, and she purchased them for me, bless her heart. She knows how much I love the Jing. And these 64 cards just show the hexagrams with a little vignette, you know, a little statement or aphorism on there. So we'll see if we can find one that maybe applies to this situation a little bit, gives us a little bit of final insight or a final message that we can part with, you know. We have 12. We have blocked. It says, blocking it, non-people. Noble one's constancy bears no fruit. Great goes, small comes. Well, I don't know if I really like that very much. But see, this is, well, let me read the back. It says, nothing moves or grows. Communication doesn't happen. Everything is negated and blocked. Perhaps others sabotage progress with a negative influence or no empathy. Even your brilliant ideas and best efforts come to nothing. Instead, focus on the smaller details of your immediate reality. What work can you do when nothing is working? And who are you when no one is noticing? That's interesting. That last question, who are you when no one's watching? I think you're this. I think all of this represents you and your energy right now in a way that is not self-conscious. It's not, again, it's kind of, you know, we're not masking anything. We're not hiding anything. And what this card shows is kind of earth on the bottom and heaven up top, right? And heaven travels upward and earth travels down. They're separating, right? But what I feel is really going on here is not so much a blockage, but the breakthrough of that blockage, right? We have all of this that is traveling upward from what was down here, okay? We kind of want these to separate, right? So, you know, I feel like this was the original this was the nothing moves, nothing grows thing. You know, communication doesn't happen, everything is negated and blocked, right, from here. And then this is what you're doing. This is what happened. This breakthrough happened. The energy, the energy of heaven, I crammed those words together. The energy of heaven travels upward. It lifts us out of this muck that we are in, you know. So I think this is fine. I think this is good. It says the great goes, the small comes. So all of this great energy, all of this great breakthrough has happened. And the small things are what are coming in. All these little details that we talked about, right? So I think this is good. You know, I think this is representing, again, with the words that it's using with this translation. You know, I think this might be talking about how things were blocked. They were maybe not moving. It doesn't mean there was no productivity, because we had, even in that state, we had this hermit energy. So even in that the earth trigram, right, and the lower trigram, which is the magnetic, that represents the pure earth energy, there was still a lot of activity in there. And out of that grew this kind of heavenly experience, right? So it's unblocking. Things were blocked. We've had that breakthrough. It's really amazing. I love the wisdom of the Jing. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, okay? I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this journey with me. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.